Thank you so much for choosing us. Now, President Akufo-Addo has congratulated Ghana's contingent to the 2023 African Games for achieving a historic milestone of winning 68 medals, marking the first time the country has achieved such a feat at the Games. Now, the 13th African Games, which commence on March 8th in Accra, will conclude today, March 23rd, 2024. In his message of congratulations, President Akufo-Addo also extended his appreciation to the coaches, officials, and support staff for their invaluable roles in preparing and guiding the country's sports persons throughout the journey. Here's the full statement on your screen, and it reads, I extend warmest congratulations to Ghana's contingent for their outstanding performances at the 13th African Games, Accra 2023, held right here in Accra. Our nation won a total of 68 medals, 19 gold, 29 silver, and 20 bronze, by far the largest haul in our nation's history at the prestigious event. To each and every member of the Ghanaian team, I commend you for your dedication, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Your excellent achievement have not only brought glory to our nation, but have also inspired a new generation of sports persons across our beloved country. He goes on to say, you have showcased the best of Ghana to the world. And it says, I must also express my profound gratitude to the coaches, officials, and support staff who have played invaluable roles in preparing and guiding our sports persons throughout the journey. Your tireless efforts have been instrumental in shaping this historic triumph. Now, he goes on to add that to the people of Ghana, I thank you for believing in the ability of government to host the Games, the first time in our history. I'm also grateful that you did not listen to the naysayers who doubted our nation's resolve and urged us to cancel the Games. Let the success of these Games serve as a catalyst to invest further in sports development and empower youth to reach greater heights on the international stage. As we bask in the glory of this unprecedented success, let us reaffirm our commitment to promoting sports as a tool for national development and unity. Together, we can harness the power of sports to build stronger, healthier, and more prosperous Ghana for generations to come. Once again, congratulations to all members of the Ghanaian contingent. They have made us proud, and their legacy will inspire countless efforts to dream big and never give up on their dreams. President Akufo-Addo. Let's now take you to the University of Ghana Sports Complex, where the closing activities are being held, for an update on what is actually happening on the ground. My colleague Fentio Tahiru Fentio is an editor with the Joy Sports team, and he joins us via Zoom now. Fentio, so far, those of us who are not at the venue, how is the atmosphere like?
Yeah, at the University of Ghana Stadium, I can barely hear you, Carlos. That's because the noise level is absolutely deafening. The opening ceremony started just a few moments ago with the national anthem of Ghana, belted out by the military band, and the LAC chairman was the one to first give a speech. But even before that, we had a procession of all the countries and all the participating countries that came. They took a lap of honor around the track. Then the volunteers came and received a huge round of applause because they played very significant role to the success of these games. Now, the entire nearly 11,000 capacity stadium is all filled to the rafters. Now, with the LOC as well, we understand, actually bars not just as many as 6,000 students from second cycle institutions from all across the country were brought here for this particular closing ceremony.
All right, so about which disciplines will be having their day tonight?
So, I can barely hear you, but listen, I can tell you about this. The Minister of Youth and Sport at the moment is giving his speech, and he made a very significant point about the maintenance of these facilities that they have put up. And then he says that it's a collective responsibility of all of us to ensure that these facilities are very well maintained. President Akufo-Addo has yet to give his speech because the opening ceremony just started, but in the last few days of competition, 16 days of competition with near filled to capacity stadium all across the country. It's exceeded every single person's expectations. And surely, I think the entire country would have been glad with the way these games have ended, because they didn't exactly start the way we would have wanted. And the closing ceremony and the attendance here is a stark contrast of what we saw in the opening ceremony. It had nearly an empty stadium. By the closing ceremony tonight, the stadium is completely filled to the rafters. There's not an inch of space here. There are actually more people outside than there are inside. And we were told that security forces were trying really hard to prevent other people from coming into the stadium, which could potentially cause a bit of a stampede. If you look to the right, see an awful lot of white. Kaloni, that white you see there is all students that were brought in here by the LOC just for the purposes of the closing ceremony. So some of them from the eastern region, most of them from the Greater Accra region. As many as 6,000 of them in here. There will be performances after the president's speech. Stoneboy is the biggest act that will perform here, but Wiyala is also set to perform. And you can see the setup beautifully done. Mustafa, you see currently giving his speech. You can see him on the screen there. So, you know, it's really hard for me to hear you about any further questions, but overall, this is exactly what's been going on.
All right. Thank you so much, Fentio. We'll come back to you later in subsequent bulletins to get a fresh update on what it is that is happening at the University of Ghana Stadium. Now, away from that, Ghana's Black Bombers won a historic 4 gold medals on the final day of the men's boxing competition at the Accra 2023 African Games. Commonwealth silver medalist Joseph Kome, Olympic bronze medalist Samuel Tichi, Amadou Mohamed and Mohamed Ayite all secured gold in their respective weight divisions. More in this report by Joy News' Victor Achu Tamaklo.
Ghana's Black Bombers secured 5 medals on the final day of the boxing competition at the African Games. Mohamed Ayite won the country's first gold medal since flyweight Stephen Doche Ahiale's success in 1991. Ayite defeated Tolembekwa Zola Levens of Zambia via a unanimous decision. After the feat, Ayite was beside himself with joy.
I think I was focusing on my pro career. As I heard the news about the upcoming tournament, I spoke with my management that I want to help Ghana to achieve more in this All-African Games. And my management gave me that opportunity. And I would like to thank the Federation President, to Bernard Quarte, also for his support and everything. You know, as they call me for the national team, I told them that I promised them, my name is Mohamed Golden Star, as everyone knows, and I'm a golden, so I'm just coming to give Ghana a gold medal. So that was my determination and my hard working.
Lightweight boxer Joseph Kome was next in the ring. He dispatched Zambia's Andrew Chelata via a unanimous decision as all 5 judges scored in his favor. Gold at the African Games adds to Kome's silver from the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham on what is fast becoming an impressive resume. Kome was happy his first stint at the African Games ended in glory.
I'm feeling blessed, you know, it's a blessing for me. Yeah. That time, before I tell you that this is my first time, so I don't know anything about it. But I proved myself that no, I have to take the gold, you know, because I'm deserving that I will take the gold. Respect me Olympics medal, you know, I will take Olympics medal for Ghana. Yo.
Ghana's third gold on the night came from Amadou Mohamed when he delivered a solid right hook in the second round of his bantamweight final contest with Zambia's Mwale Mwengo. That did the job as the referee stopped the fight after Mwengo failed to respond to the 10 count. Next in the ring was Samuel Tichi, Ghana's bronze medalist from the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. He continued Ghana's hot streak when he won the light welterweight final via a unanimous decision over Zambia's Emmanuel Katema. Speaking after the bout, Tichi reflected on a difficult professional stint and what motivated him for the games.
I'll explain myself some more here because after the Tokyo 2020, I went to professional. I sit down a lot and I come back to the amateur. You know, professional style is different from the amateur style, but in everything, God first, I'll give praise to Almighty Allah. And you know, the disappointment in Italy, I was not shocked because I had a lot of problems on my family side, so I think that makes me lose my fight. So when I come back, my dad talked to me, my mom talked to me, and as you can see here, I proved myself here. So if we are thinking to go there again, then we have to sit down with the elders and, it's bad case. This is what it is. Yeah.
The only blemish on the night came from Abubakar Kamoko, son of the retired boxer Brima Kamoko. Ambitious Tilapia, as they call him, was essentially grilled by Osama Kanoni, losing eventually by a unanimous decision. Despite the loss, Tilapia's father, Banku, is optimistic his son has all the makings of a great boxer.
And bossy, if you want to be the world champion, you know be mouth, you know be talking. Just you must listen to your coach. Training morning, afternoon, and evening, running. Respect yourself. Don't drink alcohol, smoke, woman. You cut everything for yourself. And respect your coach of the every day for gym. And when you pray for yourself, when you pray, God can help you to be a world champion.
Interesting there. Now away from sports, the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA Workers Union has rejected assertions by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia regarding alleged harassment of businesses under the guise of tax collection. Dr. Bawumia on Wednesday, March 20, attributed the situation to the GRA setting an achievable target for its officers, resulting in situations he describes as disincentive to business growth. However, in a press release dated March 22, the union clarified that such comments have the tendency to undermine the dedication of GRA personnel who have played significant roles in enhancing the revenue capacity of the country. My colleague Kojo Brace joins me via Zoom with the details of the statement. Kojo, tell us, what does the statement actually say? Kojo, kindly unmute so we can hear you.
So, I mean, according to workers, they would want to state equivocally that they find it unfortunate that it is an attack on the effort of the hardworking staff of the authority. I mean, who have not discontinued how they've worked hard over the years to help the authority. They said if those comments that is not discontinued, it would incur the displeasure of workers, disrupt revenue collection efforts, and breed industrial disharmony. They wish to place on record that the unprecedented growth in tax revenue collected in 2023, which they say, quote, yielded in excess of 113 billion cedis, is a major factor that has kept Ghana in the IMF bailout program. It is also an undeniable fact that the GRA has since the 2020 fiscal year met and in some cases exceeded the annual revenue target despite the challenges of COVID-19. Yeah, they go hard and they say that it is strange that the vice president, who also doubles as the head of the economic management team, could suggest that the authority gives itself unrealistic targets, whilst he is well aware that annual targets are assigned to the authority by the government through the Ministry of Finance. Quote, indeed, the least we expect from the vice president, if we would not be appreciated for the effort of the authority in raising tax revenue, is not to put the lives of our hardworking staff at risk with such unfortunate comment, unquote. Now, they say that they are calling on the President of the Republic, His Excellency Akufo-Addo, the GRA board, civil society organizations, and all well-meaning Ghanaians to admonish political functionaries to desist from making such pronouncements and intervene swiftly, as this statement poses a major risk to revenue mobilization efforts going forward. So that's basically a call that they're putting across.
All right. Thank you so much, Kojo, for sharing the details of that statement with us. Now, away from that story, the West African Gas Pipeline Company Limited, WAPCO, says it has resumed gas delivery at its regulating and metering station at Tema after a system shut down. Now, several parts of Accra had their power taken out yesterday, with many left to guess what could have been the reason. Joint news sources within the energy sector revealed it was due to a shortfall in power generation. WAPCO now says they could not transport gas to the generation plant in the Tema enclave due to a shutdown of their system. Head of the energy desk at Joint News, Samuel Kojo Brace, has the rest of the story.
According to the West African Gas Pipeline Company Limited, WAPCO, at about 10:30 p.m. Friday night, their Tema facility completely shut down due to a system glitch. They add, however, that they have resumed gas delivery to their customers in Tema at around 6:30 a.m. Saturday morning. WAPCO says it is investigating the root cause of the problem to prevent a recurrence. Quote, WAPCO regret any inconvenience caused, especially to our customers in Tema that rely on the West African gas pipeline gas for power generation, unquote. Relatedly, the Chamber of Independent Power Generations Ghana, IPGG, has attributed the current power outages to the Volta River Authority's excessive exportation of electricity to other countries. The CEO of the chamber, Dr. Elikplim Kwabla Apetogbo, explains that the VRA is focusing on exporting power to neighboring countries and not meeting its domestic obligations. Dr. Elikplim Apetogbo notes that though the VRA has been tasked to explore the export market to reduce the burden of idle capacity on government, it also must do so within the law, adding that it is a great disservice to Mother Ghana and Ghanaians for VRA to be exporting the most affordable hydro generation to neighboring countries, whilst the Ministry of Energy, PRC and ECG remain unconcerned and force the Ghanaian taxpayer to pay for the expensive thermal generation and also sleep in the dark.
Now, VIAMO Ghana is charging Ghanaians and the government to make good use of its Gen AI to help solve issues pertaining to sexual violence, famine, and general well-being. According to the company director of that company, Neil Lante Howard Mills, a government-private partnership is crucial in resolving and beneficial in promoting national development. There's more in the following report.
Established in 2013 in Ghana, VIAMO platform seeking to educate individuals on matters relating to sexual violence, farming, health, and education. Connected to 25 countries globally, and with the introduction of the free Gen AI, the developing body seeks to provide individuals with fast solutions to questions. Neil Lante Hayward Mills is the country director for VIAMO.
So with the advent of generative AI, we see that the digital divide would be increased even wider because it's a matter of those who have smart devices and those who don't have. We know that globally there are 3 billion of us who are not connected to the internet or have feature phones, or as we say in Ghana, YAM phones. And so we as VIAMO, as technology innovators, actually, for a bit of context, VIAMO started in Ghana in 2012. And at the moment, we're in 20-plus countries with country offices and personnel across all time zones. So this is actually a success story of Ghanaian innovation and Ghanaian thinking. So back to why we did this. So we see that there's a gap for our folks who are in peri-urban and rural areas who will be left behind in this uplift of technology with generative AI. So what we've done is configured voice-based generative AI, which is offline, does not need internet, and works on a YAM phone, right? Our plan, and what I mean is, if you have a YAM phone, you could ask a question, any kind of question, health, agri, tech, entrepreneurship, and get a real answer from Gen AI. In English for now, but we're also working to do that in Tree. So we anticipate that within the next 6 to 8 months, that will be possible. We think this will really bridge the digital divide, increase the chances of our country people to live more fulfilling lives, to access information, to access services, to partake in the digital economy. Use cases would include training health workers.
For the growing concerns and potentials of AI, George Arthur Sapon says the platform provides the environment for individuals to expand their knowledge and be creative.
So VIAMO has created a platform that makes it possible for organizations and governments and institutions to serve citizens around the world. And leveraging the popularity of mobile phones, it means anyone can gain access to information. And so whether it is youth trying to find information about jobs and education, or people finding information about health, our platform is there to serve content. And that's what we've been doing these years. And so what we believe, the next step is with Gen AI, is it's creating that opportunity for, people around the world who do not have access to internet, to take advantage of this service and use it to their benefit, use it to empower themselves and a field of possibilities, whether you're a youth, whether you're a community health worker. And we're designing various applications with various organizations around the world to try and solve these problems of global inequalities in information services.
For Lucas Bokoski, partnership plays a fundamental role in expanding technological advancement across the shores of Africa.
We're speaking about generative AI, but for basic non-internet phones. So it's usually really for people that are not necessarily the key target group of the commercial sector, for example, people with no means, and they are not at the forefront of financial consideration. So it takes really audacious organizations and donors that believe in that technology, believe in the potential, and are willing to put their investment into those pilots and to take the risk. Because we speak about generative AI, and that's a pretty innovative field, right? And then we speak about voice-first generative AI, so that is as difficult as can be. So there's a lot of things to figure out, and we need organizations and also donors and private entities to say, yes, we want to be part of that and we want to contribute to that.
The group seeks to deliver its services to 20 countries by the end of the year.
Now, election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and Chartered Institute of Management Accountant and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Election headquarters for an informed electorate. Now, let's take you to the Kpong Katamanso constituency, where the member of that constituency, Joseph Akwete-Tete, is making a strong case for the split of the constituency. His call comes on the back of what a resident referred to as a significant underdevelopment of the constituency, particularly in the areas of road infrastructure and health facilities for the over 400,000 residents. Speaking to Joy News in a yet-to-be-aired feature, the MP insists that the challenges of underdevelopment are rather due to the vast nature of the constituency, hence the need for it to be divided.
Yes, I fully agree with that, because I've mentioned the population for you. And the problem is that the common fund, we all have the same common fund. So if you have a smaller constituency with small population, they'll take the same common fund. So we really need more constituency in Kpong Katamanso, at least 3 or 4. So that whatever reason we have can also reach out to the people. Because if it is divided into 3 or 4, it means we are going to get 4 or 3 common fund that we will use to support whatever activity we are doing. But as it is now, it is really difficult. So I'll support that aspect fully, that the constituency needed to be divided. It's not easy at all. It's a difficult terrain and it has to be divided. People say Ashaman has highest population, but I can tell you that we have double the population of Ashama, Kpong Katamanso. So if other constituencies need to pay school fees for maybe A or maybe 5 people, the people will come to me.
But William Asante, the new Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for the Kpong Katamanso constituency, says that such a division will lead to a waste of scarce national resources. To him, the call by the MP of the area amounts to the lack of capacity to effectively manage the affairs of the constituency productively.
It's a fair call, but, well, it's like you not having the capacity to manage a big company. You would want it divided so that it's into smaller blocks. But if you have the one who can manage it as big as it is, then why worry? We are talking about the increase in the number of seats in Parliament. If that is anything to worry about, keep Kpong Katamanso as it is, if you don't mind, and have a better person to represent it, or split it and have 2 people to manage it in parts. But if you have one who can manage the 2 together, why waste resources when one can manage it better?
Now, the NPP parliamentary candidate-elect for the Elembele constituency, Kwesi Bonzo, says it is time for the people of the constituency to change the member of parliament for the area, Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Boa, for non-performance. According to Kwesi Bonzo, who is the current district chief executive of the area, he says what it takes to bring massive development to Elembele. He secured 523 votes out of a total valid vote of 787, with his contender securing 264 votes. Kwesi Bonzo was speaking about the win and what it means to the party ahead of the 2024 elections.
It's clear that the party is solidly behind me. For one to get 2/3 of the vote cast tells you that in this era of competitive elections, the party has rallied behind me. For this is the fourth time I'm contesting as a parliamentary candidate, and we can't afford to lose for the fourth time. So I want to urge everybody to come on board. We are immediately going to start the process of reconciliation, bringing on board all those whose vote I couldn't win. I need their support. I'm going to reach out to them, make sure that they will support in our quest to wrestle the seat from Honorable Imam Akufo-Addo, who has been around for about 16 years and has nothing to show.
That's all we have. You can log on to our website, myjoyonline.com, for more stories. My name is Carlos Keloni. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.